Macklin Celebrini, drafted first overall by the 2024 San Jose Sharks, is one of the top young phenoms of the National Hockey League. Where will his career take him? We'll find out in his career simulation starting in year number 1. Alright, pre-year 1 is here. I wanted to go over a couple disclaimers before I start because I've done this plenty of times before, but I just want to explain this now. I am using the Seattle Kraken. Trades are off, waivers are off, I should say waiver notifications, and all of the stuff is off. Auto owner mode is on, so I don't have to do anything. I'm not touching anything. I'm not trading anybody. We're going to let it simulate normally. So pre-year 1, Macklin Celebrini comes in. We're doing the 25-26 season, even though we are going into real life 26-27. 93 overall. He was a first-line forward for the San Jose Sharks. Still on his entry-level contract for 2 more years. First line along with Eklund and Toffoli. We'll see how the Sharks do this season. Obviously, I don't think they're going to go that far, but you never know. So we'll see you at the end of actually year number 1. All right, year number 1 with Macklin Celebrini, 74 points in 82 games to start, 32 goals and 42 assists. Not how he actually did this season, which he had put up, I think, 121, I believe. Toffoli finished second, and Will Smith finished with third. He is a 94 overall now, and obviously he still has 2 years left on that contract. And we got to talk about this. So the San Jose Sharks missed the playoffs. They finished last 33, 39, and 10 for 76 points. That is last in the division and 30th in the league. So they got a shot at the first overall pick. I'm not 100% sure if they'll get it. If they do get it, I will be stopping and showing that. The Montreal Canadiens are your Stanley Cup champions over the Los Angeles Kings. It is a rematch of 1993. Montreal beats Pittsburgh, New Jersey, Toronto, and LA to go to the final. The West was not really that realistic. I mean, 4 of the 8 teams. Actually, funny, every team that's on the left of the West made the playoffs, and all the ones on the right side missed the playoffs. That's weird. I don't even know how to think about that. I don't think he won any awards, obviously, because he didn't do anything. But we'll look anyway. Celebrini did not win anything. So we'll just head right into year number 2. And obviously, if the Sharks get the first overall pick, then we will go to it. I do want to point out one more thing, though, is my team, the Kraken, made the playoffs. Our best player didn't even go a point per game. Did any of my players go a point per game at all? No. Not one of them did. I don't get it. I will see you in year number 2. You're about to see one of the most realistic simulations you've ever seen. Year number 2, Macklin Celebrini, 73 points in 79 games, 36 goals, 37 assists. So he's not breaking out yet, which I'm actually kind of surprised about because in real life that definitely would not be. Still 94, obviously this last year in his 1-year contract. Sharks missed the playoffs, unfortunately due to my team. Well, kind of. 40, 35, and 70. He finished 4th in this Pacific. Where did they finish in the league? That's what I actually don't know. They finished 20th. Still in the bottom half. The New York Islanders are your Stanley Cup champions somehow. I don't know why. They just blew through everybody. I mean, Leafs, Capitals, Sens, Mammoth. Mammoth made the final, which I'm actually kind of surprised about, but oops. Montreal gets the President's Trophy as the Mammoth and the Islanders in final. Obviously, again, nothing going to Celebrini. Obviously, in real life, that would be Chris Knobloch gets Jack Adams. I don't know why, but yeah, nothing for Celebrini again, so we will see you in year number 3. Now I really know that this simulation is weird. Year number 3 with Macklin Celebrini. 32 goals and 37 assists for 69 points. He's still at 94 overall. He has not had his breakout year. Did sign a 7-year, $9.9 million contract, which is incredible, by the way. Yeah, now, again, that is 4 years now with not even a point per game. He is just being there, I guess. The San Jose Sharks did make the playoffs, though. They finished 3rd in the Pacific, 44, 36, and 2. Entire league, they finished probably in the top 16, obviously. They finished 12th, so they're on the rise a little bit. I actually don't know who the goalies are, so let's just do a little side swipe quickly just to see who the goalie is. Oh, it's Askarov. Yeah, Askarov. Oh, holy, he had a 940 save percentage this year. Holy crap. I did not mean to do that. And you can see on the right side, the Toronto Maple Leafs are your Stanley Cup champions. They beat the Edmonton Oilers. Look at that Final Four. That'd be a great Final Four. I'd be fine with any one of these winning. I'd be rooting for the Leafs, but anybody here would be fantastic. The Leafs win the Cup over the Oilers, which means that McDavid makes it to another final and loses. McDavid gets everything, nothing again going to him. Askarov takes home a couple of things, though. Takes home the Ted Lindsay and the Vezina and the Jennings. Ted Lindsay, isn't that? Oh, that's most outstanding player. He was incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a 940 save percentage. But actually, let's look at this quickly. That was actually, you know what? Everyone here actually did pretty bad. Their best player barely had 90 points. That's weird. I should probably check to make sure I don't have this on low shots. McDavid is a 99 overall in NHL 26. Goalies, Swayman, but if we're looking here, that played more than 50 games. Connor Ingram actually did pretty well too. 935, a 940 is one of the best I've seen in a long time. So we'll see in year number 4. I believe it's year 4. It might be it's year 4 because 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, yeah. So year 4. Year number 4. This is starting to look a little bit more like it. Macklin Celebrini putting up his first great point per game season. 94 points in 82 games, 51 goals, and 43 assists. He jumps to a 96 overall. Remember, he's only 22, so he's still got plenty of years left. I mean, he's still really young. Obviously, he's still got 6 years and a $10 million contract. The San Jose Sharks missed the playoffs this year, 36-41-5. They finished 6th in the Pacific, and in the entire league, they finished 26th, right behind my Seattle Kraken. The Vegas Golden Knights are your Stanley Cup champions. Over the New York Rangers. The Rangers beat the Hurricanes, but the Golden Knights, again, are your Stanley Cup champions. First time since 2023. Golden Knights are champions, Wild President's Trophy winners. Anything going to Celebrini? He does. He takes his first trophy home, Lady Bing. So he has one Lady Bing. I actually should get on my computer. Well, I'm on my computer. I'm watching YouTube while I do this. And just write down that he has a Lady Bing. So just remember. So we are on the board. Lady Bing is a 2029 winner. And we will see you in year number 5. Year number 5 with Macklin Celebrini, 91 points in 79 games. He did point per game again. 46 goals and 45 assists. Who was Musty? I just saw the guy's name. San Jose Sharks finished 6th in the Pacific, 39-35-8. A stacked Pacific, by the way. I mean, there were teams that had 90 points and still missed the playoffs. That's a stacked division. I didn't even look. The Colorado Avalanche are Stanley Cup champions over the Philadelphia Flyers. Avalanche win in 7. Not sure if anything went to Celebrini. I didn't even look yet. Obviously nothing there. And Celebrini does not get anything this year. Connor McDavid again taking home a lot of stuff. Does that mean that since he took home a ton of trophies, did he actually get 180 points? No, 117. Draisaitl right behind him. Ryan Strome is the 3rd best player on the Oilers. That says something. We will see in year number 6. Obviously, Celebrini. They need to start stepping up the game to put people around them. Year number 6 with Macklin Celebrini. 94 overall, still a franchise medium. Not even finishing first in his team. 78 games played, 35 goals, and 30 assists. He's back down to 65 points. Not a point per game for the first time in a couple years. And he has won. I guess he won the Selke. Oh, he won the Selke. Oh, so I guess we can look at trophies that way. So he won the Selke this year. So we will add that on to the trophies. The San Jose Sharks did make the playoffs. They finished 3rd in the Pacific Division, 44-34-4 for 92 points. And they played the Flames in the first round. I believe They already made it to the second round. Montreal are your Stanley Cup champions. Vegas beats San Jose in 6. San Jose beats Calgary in 6 as well. And actually, now that we have it, we don't have to go through all the awards. So now that I know, obviously he won the Frank Selke Award. So since he won that, which means now that we don't have to go through the rest of them. Wow, Cal McCarr won the Art Ross. Does that mean did everybody just do really bad this year? Because I don't know if it changed the simulating or. Hey, wow, yeah, McCarr 114 points. He's a 96 overall. What's McKinnon? 94 overall. Yeah, he outpaced McDavid. Bedard had 62 goals. And for some reason, Celebrini in the simulation is just not good. So this now from now on, when we go look at when we start looking at trophies, we just have to do this. We just have to go to player info. We can just go down here and see. So he did win the Selke, but we will see you in year number 7, 6, 7. Funny. Year 7. Hopefully, he does better. Year number 7 with Macklin Celebrini, back up to a point per game. A little injured this year, only playing 73 games, 42 goals and 43 assists for 85 points, still up to that 96 overall. Obviously, he did not win a trophy, so we don't have to even go to the trophies this year. He has 3 years left on a actually it was a $9 million year. You got 3 years left on that. We head to our standings as San Jose Sharks missed the playoffs this year. 37, 36, and 9. 83 points. It was another very weak division this year. Like, how strong was the Central? Yeah, the Central was stronger, but there was a couple teams that didn't do that well. But the Toronto Maple Leafs are your your President's Trophy winners, and they're also your Stanley Cup champions. They beat the Minnesota Wild in 6, and we actually don't have to go through the trophies, but we will go through them anyway to see if someone swept them all or something. Looks like Austin Matthews, Joseph Walsh still on the Leafs somehow. That's not obviously correct now, but eventually, hopefully this happens. Well, we will see you in year number 8, and hopefully Celebrini has actually. I just realized, has Celebrini even put up 100 points yet in this simulation? I don't think so. He has not. His best year was 28, 29, and 94 points. Obviously, in real life, I don't think this is going to happen unless the San Jose Sharks collapse. But I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see you in year number 8. Year number 8 with Macklin. Back to a point per game again. 35 goals and 51 assists. 86 points in 82 games, still 96 overall, and he still got 2 years left on that big contract. Did he take home any hardware? He did not. The San Jose Sharks, again, missed the playoffs. They finished 6th in the Pacific. At one point, they were last, and they're only 3 points out of last, so that's not really that much. The Toronto Maple Leafs are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. This time, they beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 6. We'll look at awards anyway, because I want to see, of course, if anyone swept anything. Austin Matthews, and actually, Matthews took home a lot of stuff. Let's actually go see how Toronto did and why Matthews took home all that stuff. Yeah, 56 goals and 54 assists, 110 points. He's 35, and he's over a point per game. He's 1436, 1240 in 1247 games. He's taking off. Looks like he had. I thought he had a 60 goal. Oh no, I think that was McDavid. Oh, that was Bedard. Sorry. Anyway, year number 9 is coming, and Celebrini. I mean, the Sharks have to start stepping up because you can't just rely on Celebrini and Smith. Because I think this guy, that Musty guy, was the guy that they drafted. I don't know, 26 overall, Quentin Musty. It's a weird last name. But there's a lot of people here that, like, you would think were better, but no. I mean, they had Will Smith and Celebrini, but, I mean, obviously Eklund did not pan out for them, and they lost him. But they got to step up this game. But we will see in year 9, but they need to step this up. Year number 9. Macklin Celebrini, what a bounce back year. 58 goals and 63 assists, 121 points in 82 games. He plays the full season. Obviously, this is not going to work out now because starting this upcoming season is 84 games. He is on his final year, so we're going to find out if he signs with San Jose. Look at that. He took home a ton of stuff. The Hart Trophy, the Ted Lindsay, the Art Ross, the Maurice Richard. He took home a lot of hardware this year. And, of course, they made the Stanley Cup playoffs. Third in the Pacific, 98 points, 44 goals, 44, 28, and 10. They finished third in the Pacific and 7th in the league. They were at one point dominating the Pacific. I think they went on a little bit of a slump. The Florida Panthers are your Stanley Cup champions. Toronto loses in round 1. The Sharks also lose in round 1 to Edmonton, who wound up losing to Vegas, and then Vegas went on to lose to Florida. It was kind of a rematch of 2023. Obviously, it wasn't 23. It was flipped. But that was a good year for the Celebrini, so maybe with that last year, maybe he will sign another year. Must be a gigantic bounce back. He went from being an 86 overall to 90 overall. I mean, look at that year difference. He doubled his points because of Celebrini and Will Smith. But we'll see what year 10, because this will be the 10th year of this simulation. So we'll see how it goes from there. Year number 10. And that was enough of the San Jose Sharks for Macklin Celebrini. He signs with the Minnesota Wild. Holy crap. This is my first reaction to seeing this contract. What? A 7-year, $24.9 million a year? Are you serious? No way. No way. It does look like he took home a couple trophies too. Oh my god. That's it's a little high. Oh my god. Well, now that he's on Minnesota, I don't know where Minnesota even was. Central Division, Minnesota missed the playoffs 42, 33, and 7, 91 points. They do just one win out, and I think if they would have won, they actually would have made it. The Buffalo Sabres are your Stanley Cup champions. They beat the Kings in 6, and obviously he took home a few trophies. He took home the Art Ross, the Hart, I thought he took home another one. Yeah, the Selke and the Ted Lindsay. So he took home 4 trophies. He also took home robbery with a $25 million a year contract. I don't know if it's $25 million or if that's just how much he makes that year. I don't know. And I'm kind of hoping that it is that much every year for the next 7 years. Because what the hell are the Wild doing? 24 million. Okay, we'll see you in year number 11, and hopefully he holds up to that. Year number 11 with Macklin Celebrini. Another great year, 112 points, 45 goals, and 67 assists in a full 82-game season. Still at 96 overall and has that beautiful $25 million contract. And he took home a whole bunch of stuff. He took home... Oh, he must have had 3 Selkies, actually. So now he has 4 Selkies, 3 Art Rosses, 3 Ted Lindsays, 3 Hearts, and 2 Lady Bings. He's finally coming into... That was going to sound wrong. He's coming into his own. I think that's what the saying is. He is over a point per game somehow. I don't even know how. I mean, after leaving San Jose, he's been pretty good. The Minnesota Wild, I believe, missed the playoffs somehow. Let's check. It did. 42, 37, and 3. They played a stacked. I mean, every team except for Dallas finished over 500. It wasn't really even stacked. I mean, none of the teams finished over 100 points. The Blues finished the best with 96, and then what was the Pacific? Yeah, Edmonton and Anaheim. The Edmonton Oilers are your Stanley Cup champions over the Buffalo Sabres in 7. And yeah, the Oilers beat the Avs in 5, and the Sabres beat the Caps in 7. So we will see you in year number 12, and I have to update my awards because I am very, very far off. And I was using Seattle Kraken because it was right next to the Sharks, but I simulate everything. So we'll see you in year 12. Well, a $25 million contract a year is not going well. Macklin Celebrini in year number 12, 68 points, 37 goals, 31 assists, a giant drop off, 82 games played, and it looks like it is a $25 million a year contract. Obviously, he didn't take home anything this year, but it was a gigantic collapse. The Minnesota Wild missed the playoffs, I know that for sure. I don't know by how much. Again, they just missed out on the playoffs again. Whoa, look how close this was. Minnesota would have won 3 more regulation wins, they would have made the playoffs. They had the same exact points, but there was another weak division, 107 and then 88 and 85. But they had the same point percentage and everything. That's insane. The Buffalo Sabres are your Stanley Cup champions this year. They beat Edmonton in 7. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to talk about. We will run through the awards quickly in case someone swept everything. No, that DuPont and Bedard actually did pretty well. DuPont is on my Seattle Kraken. Let's go look at Chicago anyway. Just even though we're not doing the simulation, but who is Kasparaitis? 55 goals, 49 assists for 104 points. And another weak year. I mean, that's the best player was Connor Bedard. I mean, we can look at goalies too quickly. Philip Turner, 43, 22, 4. Joseph Wall coming in doing very well. I mean, 30 years old, 41, 22, and 9 for Edmonton. Made him all the way to the final. I'm actually kind of surprised. But, I mean, 9-17 throughout his entire career. He went 53, 12, and 2 with Toronto that year. Wow. 930 save percentage. All right, we will see you in year number 13, and you just never know at this point with the simulation. Year number 13 with Macklin Celebrini, now 31 years old, 88 points in 82 games, 43 goals, and 45 assists. Still a 94 franchise exact player, and still has that amazing contract, $24.91 million. It does not look like he took home anything else. He did take home his last trophy was a couple years ago, is what I mean to say. The Minnesota Wild did make the playoffs. They finished, I believe, second in the Central, or third. They finished 4th in the Central, 42, 31, and 9 for 93 points. The Edmonton Oilers are the Stanley Cup champions. They actually wound up losing to them in the first round, and Edmonton just dominated. They went 16 and 5 in the playoffs. And we'll look at awards to see if anyone else did a huge sweep. Bedard wins the Art Ross, a couple other things. Nothing went to Edmonton, but Bedard swept a lot. So let's actually go see what Bedard is quickly, and then we'll go to year number 14. At 58 goals, 49 assists. Still with Chicago, by the way. He's still with Chicago. 638 goals and 605 points. So he wound up being really good for them. Celebrini actually finished 5th, which is kind of surprising. I mean, Michkov, Frundell, is he still Chicago? Yeah. Frundell and Bedard is insane. But we'll see you in year number 14, because we're already probably more than halfway done with this. Year number 14 with Macklin. 44 goals and 55 assists, gets 99 points in 82 games, and he actually jumps back to a 96 overall franchise exact player. Obviously still has got that contract. He doesn't take anything home, it looks like. I think it looks like it's the same. The Minnesota Wild made the playoffs this year. They finished, I believe, second in the Central this time. I think I was right. Yeah, second Central, 46, 34, and 2. 94 points. They played the Blackhawks in the first round. The LA Kings are your Stanley Cup champions. Minnesota Wild went all the way to the final, but got swept by LA, and then LA obviously went on to win the Stanley Cup. I don't know if there's any more awards. We'll run through them all. Michkov takes home a couple of things, and Demidov and Michkov are both on the Lightning. Wow. And it doesn't look like anything's taking away. Michkov took home actually a few different things. Look at the Ted Lindsay and everything. I just noticed that. It's Celebrini, Bedard, Michkov. Michkov, Bedard, Michkov. Or Celebrini, Michkov. That's weird. Let's look at Tampa, though, because we got to see why he did so good. 55 goals, 49 assists, 104 points. So it actually looks like he actually got relatively close. I mean, Celebrini did do pretty good. Where was he in the full league? He finished second, 99 points. I don't know what's wrong with this simulation. I don't know if I need to change the setting, but there's not really any good seasons. I mean, 104 points is the best. I mean, we've seen a couple 120 points, but not much. But we'll see in year number 15 as Celebrini is getting older and he's running out of time to win a Stanley Cup. Year number 15 with Macklin. Full 82 games, and look at that. 50 goals, 57 assists for 107 points. Crashes from a 96 overall to a 93 overall, but he is getting older, so that's a good excuse. I don't think we're going to sign another $25 million contract. He did take home a couple trophies. He did take home the Hart and the Ted Lindsay, so I will be adding that onto our collection. The Minnesota Wild also made the playoffs, finishing second in the Central. With 108 points. I think this is their best year yet. 49, 23, and 10. And in the entire league, they finished second in the entire league behind the Jets. I actually don't remember. The New Jersey Devils are your Stanley Cup champions. Minnesota losing in round 1 to Chicago. And he just can't get deep with it. We almost had it all. I mean, look at that West. Oilers and Jets in the West. Red Wings, Devils in the East. And these simulations are going to get a little shorter because obviously you can look at trophies now. But we will see in year number 16, we got to start looking to see when Celebrini is going to retire. Year number 16 with Macklin Celebrini, 48 goals and 61 assists, 109 points. He drops from 93 overall to 88 overall. Obviously, he still has his final year on his contract. He does take home a couple more trophies, though. He takes home a Leather Lady Bing, and he sweeps Hart, Ted Lindsay, and Art Ross, and takes home the Lady Bing. The Minnesota Wild made the playoffs again, so I think they did really good. I think they took the division this time. Yeah, 111 points, 53, 24, and 5. They actually had the most wins in the league, but Vancouver had more points, because they had 12 overtime losses. Speaking of Vancouver, they didn't win the Cup. The Colorado Avalanche are your Stanley Cup champions. The Wild lost in round 1 to the Avalanche. The Avalanche actually wound up beating my Seattle Kraken in 7 games, so go on to win the Cup. Remember, he's dropping to 88 overall, so he's starting to get to the end of his career. And obviously he takes home, Kurtz. Any relation to Nick? That's a baseball player, by the way. But instead of being just take home much hardware, so I will update my list, and we will see you in year number 17 with Macklin Celebrini. Year number 17. Macklin Celebrini still with Minnesota, 86 overall. I think actually this is his last year in his contract. 40 goals, 43 assists, 83 points in 71 games. Not playing the full season, sorry. But, he signs a 1-year, $14.5 million contract with the Minnesota Wild. He does take home another Hart Trophy, though, so he will not end his... Well, I don't know if his career is ending here, but he will at least get another trophy to add on to his collection. The Minnesota Wild won the division 51, 24, and 7, 109 points, but they did not win the Stanley Cup. I think they were bouncing around one. They did. They lost to Utah, who wound up getting swept, who wound up losing to Anaheim, and Anaheim wound up winning the Cup. I did not say Anaheim, right? The Ducks wound up winning the Cup, and Celebrini takes home a Hart Trophy. and we will see if that is the last year of him. But either we'll see you in the outro with year number 18. Well, it looks like after 17 seasons, Macklin Celebrini hangs up the skates. In 1,434 games played, he puts up 746 goals, 835 assists for 1,581 points. He does take home a ton of hardware, though. He takes home 6 Hart trophies, 5 Ted Lindsays, 4 Selkies, 4 Art Rosses, 3 Lady Bings, and 1 Rocket Richard. A lot of trophies. He unfortunately didn't take home the Stanley Cup, but either San Jose and Minnesota, neither of them made it to the finals. I think Celebrini made it to the conference final once with Minnesota, but I think they got swept by Vegas, if I remember. But I hope you guys enjoy. I already have our next simulation planned, and I am finishing recording this at 2:50 in the morning, so I will edit this the next day. I should have it out in a couple days. I'm hoping by the weekend, I should say. And today is August 22nd, so I should have it out by Sunday the 23rd. But I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.